maintaining what's called an exit point. That means when you look over the front.
Guys, welcome to my Shadowrun playthrough.
Accelerate out of position very quickly. People begin to rush you. But again, you have to pay attention to your environment as well. And you may want
to I believe we were upstairs here.
Since the key to stopping a vehicle is stopping the driver. So you want to keep the driver as safe as possible, keep them away from the ways in which other people can take advantage of them and shoot them. And that's one of the key things that you need to do as a driver, is to make sure that the driver is as safe as possible at all times.
Well, Dale, I know a lot of people in D.C., since the Supreme Court decision on the matter, after many years of trying to get concealed carry permits, a lot of people in D.C. who aren't really big gun people are getting trained and armed to be able to defend themselves. And a lot of them are women, because people feel very unsafe in this city.
Yes, and firearms are definitely part of your safety plan. However, what's more important than that is having an understanding of psychology, understanding the laws, and having the skills necessary to keep you and your family safe. Essentially, you become your own bodyguard when we are aware that, in reality, that's what we have to do. And so that's what we teach: psychology, law, and skill in that order, so you can read body language ahead of time, be ahead of the decision-making of the criminal element, and also understanding the laws that pertain to protecting yourself and your family. This is very important. So knowing the laws of the land that you live in, vital no matter where you live in the world, especially here in the United States. The laws are very different in each area.
Yeah,
so understanding how to defend yourself is very important.
Yeah, don't bring a gun into a federal property zone. You go 5 years in jail automatically, I believe. Dale, thank you so much. Scary times. All right, Biden's DOJ throwing the book at conservatives while giving left-wing fanatics a free pass. Pro-life activists are facing over a decade behind bars for a peaceful protest. We're going to talk to one of them next.
Up to my seminar, you'll be saying, wow, you leave? Oh, really?
I'm after leaving work.
Don't you really want to know? Hey there, Miss Miller. You want to see my new 3-part series, The Infomercials That Sold Us, do you? Of course you do. The series takes the time when infomercials were the heroin.
You've been on the boy, it seems. We were everywhere.
We stopped counting after 10 million units were sold.
I think the most important thing is that ability to connect. It's not like a salesman. I'm also trying to entertain at the same time.
I hope you enjoyed that much of either.
Those infomercials gave us big personality. It's always good to get your business.
But wait,
Right away. Start the scroll. You'll also get in-depth interviews with all of these stars. But first, you've got to sign up for Fox Nation, folks. Operators? No, they aren't standing. What is this, 1995? Don't miss the infomercials that sold us. Subscribe to Fox Nation today.
Grandma, it snowed! Can I go play outside?
Of course, honey.
Come on in! I have hot chocolate!
Right now, because of people just like you who give $19 a month to Shriners Hospitals for Children, kids all over the country are able to go outside and play in the snow.
Because of your gift, I can make the best snowman ever. And the perfect snow angel. When you call the special number to give your monthly gift, you're creating opportunities for kids like me.
With your gift of just $19 a month, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you, and a reminder of the hearts you're warming this winter. When you go to loveshriners.org, you're sending your love to the rescue.
Your gift makes winter fun possible for everyone. Thank you for giving.
Please call or go online right now. If operators are busy, please hold patiently or go to loveshriners.org right away to give.
Everybody talks about how hard it is to get older. And I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm telling you it can be easier. I know it seems like this world's getting more and more out of control, so it's all the more important that we take control of our own lives and our own health. What I do is I pray, and then I take balance of nature, because it's so simple. 3 capsules of the fruits and 3 capsules of the veggies, and I'm done for the day. I've been taking it now for 2 years, and I can't tell you the difference it's made in my life. Take control of your health and take control of your life. Start with Balance of Nature. Give it a shot. You won't be sorry.
Our New Year's offer will end on January 31st. Order today to get 35% off plus a free fiber and spice supplement with your first order as a preferred customer by using discount code BOO.
It takes special dedication to care for our elderly, especially when they need it most.
At Visiting Angels, we help seniors remain independent and safe in their own home.
And give families that special peace of mind, knowing that their loved ones have the best care possible.
American seniors need our helping hand. So if you care about caring, come on and join our team. Visiting Angels, America's choice.
There's the
From
guy
Paco.
whose trade was in perfect condition.
Well, what do you think?
Let's see here. Looks pretty nice on the outside. We've got a teeny tiny strap right there, and
Whoa, game changer. You can be a weather check floor liners?
Of course. I also have the cargo liner and seat protector.
well, the carpet looks brand new.
So what do you think of my trade-in now?
It just went up. Way up.
Thought so.
Protect your investment. Order your American-made products at weathertech.com.
Parents, is this what your kids are learning about President Trump? There's a reason he's leading the presidential race, and Mike Huckabee wants to show your kids why with the Kids Guide to President Trump. Get it for free at freetrumpguide.com. That's freetrumpguide.com.
Ashley's President's Day preview sale is here. Get early access to Hot Buys, your choice just $6.99. Or shop in-store for designer deals as low as $17 per month or $9.99.99 with 0% interest for 5 years. No minimum purchase, in-store only at Ashley.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
After January 6th, the angle warned you that Biden's DOJ would seek to criminalize political dissent, intimidate patriotic Americans from speaking their minds or even gathering in peaceful protest. And now Biden's DOJ has convicted 6 peaceful pro-life protesters on federal charges after they staged a sit-in at an abortion clinic back in 2021. They now face up to 11 years in prison for doing this. Yes, singing hymns and peacefully expressing your traditional Christian beliefs can get you thrown behind bars. But remember when the activists swarmed the homes of Supreme Court justices, disturbing a residential neighborhood? The Biden DOJ didn't really care about that. Certainly didn't care much about those pro-Hamas radicals who attacked police officers and tried to break through the White House security fence. No arrests whatsoever. No dramatic manhunt. No one got arrested, period. Paul Vaughn is one of those pro-life defendants who was just convicted. He's joined by his lawyer, Steve Crampton. Paul, maximum penalty of 11 years? You must be a threat to society, my friend.
It seems so.
What is this really all about? Was it trespassing? Are you guilty of a hate crime? Tell us.
Yeah, well, apparently, Laura, I'm guilty of talking with police officers and not getting arrested at the day of the event. That makes you a felon in Joe Biden's Department of Justice. So the others were singing their assault hymns, those violent hymns worshiping God. And I can see where that would be intimidating for people like Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Kristen Clark and others at the Reproductive Task Force there.
Steve, as his attorney, tell us about these charges, and as we think about what happened to this country in the summer of 2020 and the devastation and the death and the property damage caused, all in the name of George Floyd, there were some arrests, but a lot of people didn't get arrested who were doing obviously violent things. What does this mean for our country?
It doesn't look too good for the future, does it, Laura? Obviously, we've got an election coming up, but the fact of the matter is,
We never should have had a federal law that prohibits a peaceful sit-in like this to begin with. It was all about abortion back in the Clinton administration. But after Dobbs, the whole purpose for a FACE Act, which was to support the so-called federal right to abortion, has disappeared. So really what you have now is the kind of lipstick on a pig, calling them reproductive health services, like birth control or ultrasound or something of that nature. But obviously these people weren't there to protest birth control. They were there for one reason, and it was abortion. It was a peaceful undertaking, as you note. It was handled locally, they prosecuted locally, and a year and a half later, the Biden DOJ comes swooping down after Dobbs had been announced and now throws the book at him and tags on to a misdemeanor crime, the FACE Act violation, the felony conspiracy charge that carries up to 10 years in prison. Absolutely outrageous.
Paul, conspiracy to commit a violation of the FACE Act to deprive, I would imagine, women of their non-constitutional right to abort their own offspring. Is my understanding this correctly, Paul?
That's right, and not to be missed, there's two conspiracy options on the table for the Department of Justice. One that is a misdemeanor, like the charge, the underlying base charge is a misdemeanor, and one that makes you a felon with a 10-year, sentence hanging over your head. It's interesting. This law is the same one they used back in the 1880s for the KKK. It's just an utterly ridiculous attempt at the DOJ just to criminalize Christian beliefs and Christian actions in our culture.
Steve, what do you think the sentence is going to be here?
It's hard to say, obviously, Laura. I mean, we've got these people with no criminal history whatsoever. The judge is well aware this was a totally peaceful undertaking. By the way, occurring in the city of Nashville, right downtown, where the civil rights monuments abound for those that conducted sit-ins in the early 60s. So you got heroes on the one hand, and now they're making martyrs out of these folks on the other.
Paul, next time just tear down a statue of Christopher Columbus or Thomas Jefferson, and you'll get away scot-free. Paul and Steve, thank you. Good luck. Good luck. Now, do big tech CEOs actually care about the damage their products are doing to our kids? The tech titans came to Capitol Hill today, and boy, were there fireworks. Next.
When Barbas was the TurboTax?
I grew 4 generations of family tradition with 5 little birds. Huh? I want to make perfume. Getting my business off the ground was a full-time job.
So I made Barbara's new site the account, guaranteeing 100% accurate filing and maximum lead. Make your moves, we'll make them count. Intuit TurboTax, 100% accuracy guaranteed.
If you're on supplemental oxygen, heavy and awkward tanks can be a burden. Now, you can leave home and leave the tanks behind with Inogen, portable oxygen therapy that moves with you.
With my Inogen, now I'm able to do the things that I've always loved. I just press the button here, and there's my oxygen.
Inogen systems are so small and light, you're free to leave the house without the hassles of an oxygen tank.
I can play golf again. I can go grocery shopping. I'm free again.
With the Inogen, I can handle my own oxygen. I can carry my own oxygen. I go anywhere with this. Look how small it is.
And right now, you can try an Inogen portable oxygen system for 14 days risk-free. Call us right now. If you qualify, we'll send you an Inogen system to use for 14 days risk-free. Your insurance may even cover your new Inogen system.
If you're on oxygen, you need to be using an Inogen.
Call 800-207-3426. 800-207-3426.
Menopause. Got your attention? It's more than hot flashes and mood swings. Your metabolism slows down, and you start experiencing hormonal weight gain. And oh, trust me, I know from experience how difficult it can be to lose that weight, especially around your middle. That's why there's Complete 50 from Nutrisystem, a weight loss plan designed just for us that can improve our quality of life during the menopause years and beyond.
Lose weight with Complete 50. Shown in a clinical study to reduce harmful belly fat by 8% in your first month.
Complete 50 is designed so you have more calories and carbs early in the day to get the results you want.
Get fully prepared meals, including hearty inspirations that control your appetite for up to 5 hours.
You can lose weight and improve symptoms with menopause. Feel the difference. Complete 50 is amazing for life.
Order now and get 50% off your first week. Plus, get free shipping with promo code FREE. Ever feel the inside of your boot after you've worn it all day? It's warm, damp, and dark, isn't it? Add in rain and snow, and you've got the perfect breeding ground for toe fungus. Beat winter toe fungus with Fungi Cure Intensive Spray. The only crystal clear, odorless spray that kills fungus and helps remove wetness on and between toes. There's nothing stronger without a prescription. Stop toe fungus in its tracks. Pick up Fungi Cure at a Walmart near you and leave toe fungus out in the cold. Use only as directed. The Teamsters and Trump. After the former president meets with the union, their president, Sean O'Brien, speaks out on who they'll back in November. Live tomorrow at Your World.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. OJJ Wentworth, 877 cash now.
I have a annuity, but I need cash now.
OJJ Wentworth, 877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
OJJ Wentworth, 877 cash now.
We planned well for retirement, but I wish we had more cash.
You think those two have any idea that they can sell their life insurance policy for cash, so they're basically sitting on a gold mine? I don't think they have a clue. That's crazy. Well, not everyone knows Coventry has helped thousands of people sell their policies for cash, even term policies. I can't believe they're just sitting on all this cash.
If you own a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, you can sell all or part of it to Coventry, even a term policy, for cash or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums.
Someone needs to tell them. They're sitting on a gold mine, and you have no idea.
Hey guys, we're sitting on a gold mine.
Do you hear that?
I don't hear anything anymore.
Find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. Call Coventry Direct today at 800-798-6200 or visit coventrydirect.com.
Would you please explain to me and to all these parents why explicit predatory content does not violate your platform's terms of service or your community standards?
It does violate our standards. We work very hard to take it down.
Didn't take it down until a congressional staffer brought it up.
It may be that in this case we made a mistake and missed something.
I think you make a lot of mistakes.
Billionaire tech CEOs taken to the woodshed on Capitol Hill today for failing to protect our kids online. So Zuckerberg was pressed for Instagram's lack of parental controls.
37% of teenage girls between 13 and 15 were exposed to unwanted nudity in a week on Instagram. You knew about it. Who did you fire?
Senator, this is why we're building all.
Who did you fire?
Senator, I don't think that's.
Who did you fire?
I'm not going to answer that. Senator, I view my job and the job of our company as building the best tools that we can to keep our community safe.
Well, you're failing at that.
Well, Senator, we're doing an industry-leading effort. We build AI tools
nonsense. Your product is killing people.
And in a surprising moment, Senator Hawley was able to actually kind of get an apology out of Zuckerberg.
Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
The things that your families have suffered. This is why we invest so much in industry efforts to make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have suffered.
Joining me now is Emma Lemke, co-founder of the Log Off movement. Emma's a college student, but is a trailblazer in covering these issues. Did you buy what you just heard from Zuckerberg?
You know, Laura, I think what Zuckerberg did best is what he's always been doing. A lot of talking and little action. These tech CEOs came in and they said that they are doing adequate steps or taking adequate
protocols
to ensure that people are protected, young kids are protected. What happened to me when I was a young kid? What happened to all of those?
What happened to you as a young kid?
I was struggling with social media. I was actually the 1 in 3 that I think Collier, one of the senators, talked about. 1 in 3 girls feel worse about their body image on social media. I felt horrible about myself. I was doom scrolling constantly, and there were not the resources there to pull me out. Instead, tech companies designed technologies predicated on maximizing my attention at the cost of my well-being. And these companies, when called upon, claim that they have initiatives, they have projects, they have things that they're working on to help protect kids.
A lot of, just gobbledygook.
A gobbledygook, and that's all it's been. And they might take micro steps to, appease congressional members, but it's not substantive. Kids are still being harmed. Those pictures of the kids that died are still going to keep being put up.
Now, Zuckerberg, right out of the gate, made a very bizarre assertion. Watch.
With so much of our lives spent on mobile devices and social media, it's important to look into the effects on teen mental health and well-being. I take this very seriously. Mental health is a complex issue, and the existing body of scientific work has not shown a causal link between using social media and young people having worse mental health outcomes.
Is that true? There's no link, there's no thought of a link between social media saturation of a teen and mental health?
What I would say to him is, look behind you again, Mark. Look at all of those parents who lost their child. What would you say to them? What would you say to all the kids out there who claim that they feel more anxious, more stressed? There is
the sexual content.
Oh, yeah.
And the predatory sexual content. The shaming, all of that is part of this as well.
Absolutely. There are so many disastrous layers and consequences of an action. And yet, again, these tech CEOs have done so little to actually protect kids from harmful content, from CSAM material, from things like that, from mental health crises.
Well, they should be able to be sued. I mean, they have to pierce this corporate veil. Emma, always great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Emma Lefty. Migrants are storming our beaches, literally. Fox's Film Illusion obtained this shocking GoPro video at Marine Street Beach in La Jolla, California, where a group of suspected illegal immigrants approached the shore, beaching itself on the sand. The group then jumped onto the sand and ran off into the residential area. I know that area very well. I used to stay right around the corner from there. This is America today. Up next, puppets, deepfakes, and flying lawsuits. Raymond Arroyo has it seen and unseen, isn't it?
The biggest investigation in FBI history.
More than 1,100 arrests.
I sacrificed my dream job to share this. Must be held
accountable. No matter what your political perspective is.
Israel is under attack.
The war against Israel began with the murder of hundreds of precious children. In this orphanage bomb shelter, we're praying for God's help, praying to Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. Countless Israelis are enduring the devastating anguish of lost loved ones. Thousands of rockets forced over 100,000 Israelis to become refugees in their own homeland.
Israel has had a slew of crises. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is on the ground, reaching Jewish people of all ages, children, mothers, the elderly, even Holocaust survivors. But we can't do it without you. Your gift of $45 will make sure that the people of Israel have mobile bomb shelters, emergency supplies, and the hot, nutritious meals that they so desperately need.
Our teams are working on the ground, often at great risk to themselves. They're delivering meals to the elderly and families who are living in bomb shelters.
This would be an incredibly important time for all of the friends of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews to stand with our friends in Israel. Let them know that we are not only praying for the peace of Jerusalem, but we're also praying and acting in their interest because we believe it's what God would have us do.
I simply can't stress enough the urgency of this situation. It's more dire than ever before. This is your moment. This is your opportunity
to make a life-saving difference.
It's your prayers and gifts that give hope to the people of Israel. Call, scan, or visit our website now to make your life-saving donation.
My favorite thing about being a grandfather, I think, is the hugs. I'm very grateful to have all my grandchildren. They're so loving. Balance in nature gives me that extra edge. You know, I can get through the busy times without fading. The energy I get from balance in nature allows me to live life to the fullest.
Our New Year's offer will end on January 31st. Order today to get 35% off plus a free fiber and spice supplement with your first order as a preferred customer by using discount code FOXDAYS.
At SimpliSafe, we build advanced security sensors and cameras for your home, powered by 24/7 professional monitoring and fast protect technology, exclusively from SimpliSafe for faster police response. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
This is what it feels like to file with TaxSlayer. You're confident you'll get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
In the world's worst places, children with corrupt conditions live in darkness and shame. They're shunned, outcast, living in pain. You can reach out and change the life of a suffering child right now. A surgery that takes as little as 45 minutes, and your act of love can change a child's life forever. Please call, scan, or go online to give a new smile. Thousands of children are waiting.
When you're a small business owner, there's no such thing as 9 to 5. Days are longer, and business hours, well, they're anything but predictable, especially when you have clients like ours. When I considered payroll providers for my business, I looked for a solution that fit into my busy schedule. Short payroll makes running payroll easy, and its US-based customer service is there for me when I have questions, after hours, and even Saturdays.
Visit yourpayroll.com/switch and get up to 6 months free and find out what makes us different. Because small business is our business.
Have you noticed more bruising as you age? You're not alone. Now you can help improve the appearance of bruises with Dermen Moisturizing Bruise Formula. Help your bruised skin. Find Dermen Moisturizing Bruise Formula now in the first 8 aisles.
Coming up there.
Hey, how you doing? Buckle up. Sorry about this. As long as it's not a Chinese spot below. Sit back. Instagram should be called "This is what I look like if I was hot." Yeah. And enjoy the ride. Streaming now on Fox Nation.
It's time for Seen and Unseen, where we reveal the stories behind the headlines. Good afternoon, Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo. All right, Raymond, yesterday Elmo, or whoever owns his X account, posted an innocuous message. Elmo was just checking in. How is everybody doing?
Yeah, but Laura, then it got very dark from there. More than 100 million people viewed this thing, and boy, did they unload. Elmo, I'm gonna be real, I'm at my effing limit, one person wrote. Another said, Elmo, my man, have you been to the grocery store lately? Stop gaslighting us. You know it's real here. Laura, it's unbelievable, and I kind of understand when you read these missives that this is where America is going. You see adults kind of pouring out their hearts to a puppet created for preschoolers, and it speaks to the arrested development that really you see throughout the culture.
Or maybe people just need hugs. And they think of Elmo as, don't you need a hug, Grandma?
Well, not now, right?
Well, but it was just out of the blue that he decides to check in. I mean, does he do this regularly? I don't follow Elmo on that.
This was just a little throwaway, but then even Biden had to get in on that. Writing, I know how hard it is some days to sweep the clouds away and get to sunnier days. Now look, this is a man who just announced a year later that he's finally going to visit those poor people in Palestine, Ohio, after that horrible train derailment. He has to talk back and forth and respond to Elmo. I mean, come on.
Well, that's probably the level at which Biden is most comfortable conversing, Raymond. So I think there's maybe two syllables at most for every word. All right, Ray, bye.
Well, I felt bad. Laura, I felt bad when I read this, that he felt he has to talk to a puppet. I mean, surely Elmo knows somebody else he could put to not just Joe Biden.
All right, Ray, Biden never went to Sesame Street, but his wife did, and I think she was there to teach the kids about things that are lost.
I'm on my way to your school to teach about jobs. Great, let's go.
are transgenders. Come on now. This Jill?
It's catching more. Now Jill doesn't know which way to exit or where to go. You know, but I guess, look, it's all right. I want you to be at peace. They're keeping Biden busy at the White House with a procession of visiting mayors, kind of like the Huffington.
So we're going from this to this. So we are on our way to having a low to no emission transit fleet in the city of Houston.
It looks alive. It looks alive. It doesn't look like she's alive. It looks like he fell asleep. But here's the thing, Gary. The White House is releasing this, and it's all these little quickie videos with mayors, and they're really touting the $1 trillion infrastructure boondoggle. This is kind of like the showcase showdown at the end of The Price is Right, where they talk about all the captured prizes they got. Here's the problem. They're all selling the electric buses. I found this out today. Did you know in Philadelphia, they have entirely banned, thrown out the entire fleet of 25 electric buses because they don't work. They've done the same in Asheville, North Carolina, in Colorado Springs. Half of those buses don't work. These electric buses are a boondoggle, costing millions at a pop, and they're phasing them out while Biden's shoveling out more cash for them. But some important, far-reaching court cases I need to share with you. After an AI-generated George Carlin comedy special showed up online 15 years after the comic's death, the Carlin estate has filed suit. They allege this violates their right to publicity and that Carlin's name and likeness was used without their permission. Laura, this is one of the biggest and could be one of the most far-reaching cases in this AI realm. And boy, it comes not too late, I hope.
Just think we could have Joe and Jill and Mayorkas and Secretary Austin and Jennifer Granholm. We could have them decades from now still doing such a good job for America. You know, they could have their hologram, they could go on tour. It could be Joe unplugged with Jill. Maybe we could get a musical, trio to back them up.
Yeah, SAG-AFTRA is saying this needs to be outlawed, and there is a House bill, this No AI Fraud Act, that will outlaw these deepfakes without the permission of the people involved in their mistakes.
It's a complete scam, and I completely support that. And I guess Disney execs, they're not exactly the happiest people on earth tonight, Brandon. Your favorite place, Disney.
Those little mouse ears have fallen, Laura. A federal judge today threw out Disney's lawsuit against Governor Ron DeSantis. Disney claimed DeSantis targeted the company by taking over that special tax district, that little, it was really like a free-floating county that they had full dominion over. DeSantis said it violated state law, so he replaced all the board members and took it down to Disney's control. The judge said it's within his constitutional rights, and whether he was being retributive against, their political statements or not, he was acting constitutional. We'll see what
Brandon, I think it's time to confess right now. You need to make a confession. How many times have you been to Disney?
Oh, Laura, I've been going since I was a child, but I haven't been in recent years. I mean, I've tried not to.
Of course! I tried prior! You were there like a week ago! What are you talking about? You're going. Oh, I tried not to go. An addict! You're a Disney addict! You drag your kids there. I know that for a fact.
Peter,
Rebecca today,
they take you where you go. And I'm going to go now.
Love ya. Okay, Jesse Waters.
Welcome to Jesse Waters Prime Time tonight.
There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to them? Would you like to do so now? They're here. You're on national television.
Hoping politicians solve your problems? Good luck.
We're going to get back from school. We're going to get swag. We're going to use it for travel. I think we should kind of do that.
Manny's office taught using public money as a piggy bank.
This summer is the hottest on record.
2023 is said to be the warmest year on record, the hottest year on record.
Climate scientists literally caught cooking the books. Plus, one of the oldest tales in Greek mythology, the story of Pandora. Zeus was angry and ordered the creation of Pandora to use as a weapon Historians describe her as evil, hidden in beauty. Yes, Pandora was beautiful, but inside, she was artificial. A lifelike android sent to Earth to punish humans for discovering fire. Humans would be punished with Zeus's wrath for their dangerous discoveries. The idea of a beautiful cyborg coming from another universe to punish humanity has been engraved in the various cultures throughout the world. From ancient allegories to sci-fi books to the big screen. Stop. Ava, I said stop. But what if the digital revolution is really a war? A war that we're losing. A war that we opened up and can't put back in the box. Look around at the dinner tables in the country. Families and friends aren't talking to each other. They're silently hunchbacked over their phones. You go to a concert. Instead of enjoying the moment, everyone's fussing to record it. When you glance at your phone, what do you see? Scroll, scroll, scroll. You see friends you rarely see, and you'll see strangers you'll never know. They call it your feed, and it feels like a feeding tube into the lifeless body that doesn't move. They say you're hooked on your feed, but these are just images. They're not really there. It's cars, cooking, sports, beauty, money. The scroll addicts, you do it in action. You hold your breath. Ding, you get a text. It's like Pavlov's dog. Now starts wondering, who is it? That's just Johnny. What does he want? After staring at your phone, you feel sick. You know the feeling? Your eyes feel a little damaged, your chest feels tight, your shoulder feels sore, your spine aches from tech neck. Now give that phone and feed it to a teen. Remember when you were a teen? You were a mess, vulnerable, didn't know what you thought. That phone's a weapon, and we're getting hurt. So what are we going to do about it? Well, the
Where the fuck do I go?
They play called Embarrass the Billionaire.
Mr. Zuckerberg, you and the companies before us, I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands. You have a product. You have a product that's killing people.
Oh, I know where to go.
Killing people, we did some about it, maybe not. You're going to talk about guns, we have the ATF. Nothing here. There's not anything anybody can do about it. You can't be sued.
Now, Primetime isn't advocating banning Instagram, cigarettes, and guns. We don't do that here. But I need to know exactly what's for sale. Because the product is being used to sell you.
It appears that you're trying to be the premier sex trafficking.
Of course not, Senator.
Senator,
that's ridiculous.
No, it is not ridiculous. You want to turn around and tell these people that. Why don't you take it down? We are here discussing. We need you all to work with us. No, you're not. You are not.
Now, senators only get about 7 minutes each. So hearings descend into chaos and witnesses rope-a-dope until the bell rings. Both sides actually enjoy these parameters. Senators raise money off the feisty video clips, and witnesses stay disciplined, take a beating, and then reveal very little and leave out of D.C. same day. But it's critical to hear what these powerful men have done. Listen.
These results may contain images of child sexual abuse, and then you get users to choose. Get resources or see results anyway. Mr. Zuckerberg, what the hell were you thinking?
It's often helpful to, rather than just blocking it, to help direct them towards something that could be helpful for getting them to get help.
What did you do next? When someone clicked, you may be getting child sexual abuse images, and they click see results anyway. What was your next step?
So we take down anything that we think is sexual abuse material on the surface.
Did you report the people who wanted it? Yeah, I want you.
All right, so Zuckerberg gives you an option to view child sex abuse. But we never really got an answer to that. Does Zuckerberg know his products are damaging us but hides the evidence?
37% of teenage girls between 13 and 15 were exposed to unwanted nudity in a week on Instagram. You knew about it. Who did you fire?
Senator, this is why we're building all.
Who did you fire?
Senator, I don't think that's.
Who did you fire?
I'm not going to answer that.
You didn't fire anybody, right? You didn't take any significant action.
It's appropriate to talk about
It's not appropriate.
Decisions.
Do you know who's sitting behind you? You've got families from across the nation whose children are either severely harmed or gone, and you don't think it's appropriate?
No, an apology wasn't.
There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims? Would you like to do so now? Well, they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your plan? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
Forced apology is better than no apology at all. Now, it wasn't that long ago that cars didn't have seatbelts, remember? Detroit knew this was dangerous and had to be forced to include them in every car that rolled off their assembly line. Congress hasn't forced Zuckerberg to do anything. He's been showing up to these hearings for years.
We didn't take a broad enough view of our responsibility, and that was a big mistake. There's certainly a lot of problems that we're handling now and addressing proactively now. At last year's hearing, last month's hearing, I spoke about the role internet platforms play, and we were ready to work with you to move beyond hearings and get started on real reform.
Same story, different day, and the politicians know it.
I've been here 7 years, and so far, all I've seen is stupid is running around, going to hearings, issuing press releases, talking about the issue. Yet, where we passed a privacy bill, done a little bit on child exploitation, but we need to do more.
Now, why would we think Washington can clean up big tech when they can't even clean up the city they live in? Washington letting international sex traffickers like Jeff Epstein wreak havoc for years at the highest level. You think Washington's going to sanitize social media? Pedophiles get into Facebook just as easy as migrants get into the country. Don't expect salesmen and politicians to enforce the rules that they wrote to be broken. Meta and 6 other tech stocks are the only companies right now keeping the stock market up. The Magnificent Seven. Washington's not allowed to go near these guys. DC's littered with brigades of tech lobbyists. Donations, golf junkets, no-show jobs for politicians' wives. And when the politician or FBI agent leaves Washington, big tech has jobs for him. The FBI and Facebook suppressed the vote the last election. No one paid a price. Chuck Schumer's daughters are working in lobbying for Facebook and Amazon. It's a revolving door of patronage, which is why they roll their eyes at the Hunter Biden thing. That's the business model. Everybody does it. They win, you lose. So don't let Zuckerberg be your dad. Wake up and unshackle yourself from tech addiction. Don't rely on the government and a CEO. It's time for the American people to start taking control. Chris Hansen's the host of Takedown with Chris Hansen, and Michael Esther is the author of The Comfort Crisis. They both join me now. Michael, I'm going to get to you in a minute because your book changed my life. But Chris, tell me something. You actually said you were at one of these hearings years ago.
Jesse, I testified in front of Congress in 2007 on this very issue. And at that time, in that year, there were 100,000 reports of inappropriate contacts between adults and children on social media platforms. Last year, there were 32 million such reports to the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. Last week, my takedown team from True Blue and I were in Alabama doing another sting operation, and still men are exploiting these social media platforms to meet children online.
This is the business model of these social media companies, or this is just a dark sewer on the side that they don't touch?
I think it's both. I think on the surface, they say they want to do something, but the reality is, unless they're sued, and these cases go to a civil court and there are huge judgments, or unless people like me embarrass them, and families whose children have died or been sexually exploited speak out, nothing changes. They talk about laws, they shake their head, but then months down the road, there's a lobbying effort, and these things are covered up under the guise of the First Amendment. Now, I'll fight for the First Amendment as aggressively as anybody else.
Right.
But they need to make some changes here. If our intelligence community can set up a matrix, a filtering system, to weed out potential terrorist threats, why can't we do that for this terrorist threat?
Where can
It means our children.
Where can we see your new show?
We can see it on watchtrueblue.com, TRUBLU, Takedown with Chris Hansen podcast, Predators Unlocked.
Okay. The Comfort Crisis was one of the best books I've ever written, and a good portion of it, Esther, is just removing your face from this stupid screen. It's sucking the soul out of your body. Tell us why we can't rely on these politicians and tech executives to police this. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah, so my basic theory is that, everything that improves your life, it's usually going to be uncomfortable at first. So if you want to improve your fitness, you're going to have to exercise, and exercise is uncomfortable. But you'll improve your health, right? If you want to lose weight, you're going to have to eat less, you'll be hungry, you'll be uncomfortable. And I think that same trend follows with our cell phones. These things are dialed in to capture our attention and to just give us exactly the type of stimulation that we crave, but it's often at the expense of our sanity, of our mental health, and it's taking us away from all these things that are good for us, like time outdoors, like time with others, like just paying attention to the outside world and enjoying life and living it.
And so we're like little mice sucking on that little vessel and just sitting there getting fat and stupid.
Exactly. So cell phones work off the exact same mechanisms that slot machines work off, and that system works in all animals. It is perfect at capturing attention. Right? You get this random reward at the perfect schedule, so you're checking and rechecking and rechecking. And tech companies know this. Like, they have this absolutely dialed in. They know what is going to capture human attention. They know what is going to hold it. And the whole point for them is to sell the attention, right? So if you're getting a service for free, you are the product. You are what is being sold. And unfortunately, especially with kids in this bill, that has had some really negative side effects for youth mental health in this country. It is at just crisis levels, and it's terrible.
Chris Hansen, how funny is it when you see the politicians say, yeah, we have hearings. We throw out press releases. We've done this for years, but nothing changes. Have they given up?
Well, it seems like they give in as opposed to give up. In other words, they give in to the lobbyists who dissuade them from passing the sort of legislation needed to crack down. We don't have a standardized federal law that takes care of this problem comprehensively. We do have some laws on the books, but a lot of the people aren't funded well enough to enforce them.
It doesn't help when Schumer's entire family is getting paid by big tech, and he controls what goes out of the Senate. That's usually not helpful, but that's what they want, and that's why they put them there. Mike, great book, love it. Chris, can't wait to see you next season. Thank you. Uh-oh, Fanny has a whistleblower, and we have the tape.
Denture winners can go wild with wild mutants and spot denture seals. Get strong all day hope thanks to gradual release technology. Go wild, Seabot, wildly adhesive.
I know you think we can't afford it. We need life insurance.
You're right.
Life can change quickly. That's why Select Quote makes it easy to get the life insurance coverage you need to protect your family for less than $1 a day.
Select Quote found me a $500,000 term life policy for only $18 a month.
We could help you save 50% or more on life insurance. You need life insurance. You don't need to overpay for it.
Visit SelectQuote.com. We shop the same.
My name is Bruce. I play piano. I'm an entertainer, and I play 4 hours a night. I try to bring the best out of the crowd. There's 1,000 people that plan their week around me, and that's just what truly is. I've been taking bouts of nature supplements for over 3 years. I feel better. It's amazing.
Happy New Year! Get 35% off plus a free vibrant spice by using discount code Fox News.
Whatever weather comes your way, WeatherTech has you covered. With our laser measured current,
No drill mud flaps, and floor lines. To secure your phone, don't forget the cup phone. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com. You never know when it's going to be WeatherTech Day.
At SimpliSafe, we designed the #1 security system powered by 24/7 professional monitoring for half the cost of traditional home security. So you stay safe for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
When my doctor gave me breast treat for my COPD, things changed for me. Breast treat gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flares.
Breast treat won't replace breast control for sudden breathing problems. It is not asthma. Call your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take breast treat more than prescribed. Breast treat may increase your risk of depression, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about breast treat.
Tommy Copper has an advanced weapon to fight pain and recover faster.
I do this. He doesn't occasionally do this. Black people do this, and I love doing this.
Infrared and red light therapy works at the cellular level to help reduce swelling and fight pain.
This 20 minutes me.
That's all it takes to get the most out of every day. Go to TommyCopper.com. Learn how to save 20% on your first order.
You need this. Trust me.
48% of Americans don't get enough magnesium, which is vital for bone, nerve, and muscle health. I recommend Qunol's extra strength high absorption magnesium. It gives you 100% of the daily value of magnesium. Qunol, the brand I trust.
Extreme migrant crisis in Massachusetts. After declaring a state of emergency, how the non-stop influx is taking its toll. Lawrence Jones is live in Boston tomorrow on Fox and Friends.
We're here with Chris Cudahan of our local leaf filter. So Chris, tell us how leaf filter is different from every other gutter protection on the market.
With Leaf Filter's patented filter technology, there are no gaps, no openings, no place for debris to get in at all. And we install Leaf Filter on your existing gutters. It's a permanent solution. You'll never have to climb a ladder to clean out your gutters again.
That's amazing, Chris. Tell me about the process.
Simple and easy. Just give us a call, set up an appointment. We'll come out and give you a free gutter inspection. If they're sagging, we'll repair them. If they're broken, we'll replace them. If they're in good shape, our local team will install Leaf Filter in as little as a few hours.
Wow, and I understand you guys have a lifetime no clogs guarantee.
We do. It's actually a lifetime transferable no clogs guarantee.
You know, that's peace of mind and then some. So, how do people sign up?
Schedule your free inspection on 833 Leaf Filter today. Our agents are standing by. Or visit leaffilter.com.
At Granger, we know dealing with the unexpected is part of your job description. And you made a promise to keep the line running, to power through the downpour, to be the one who always gets it done. And our promise is to help you do it with professional-grade supplies for every industry, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. Because you can't predict the future, but with the right partner, you can be prepared for it. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, we got an update in the Loverboy Fanny Girl saga. Loverboy finalized his divorce so he could run away with Fanny, but then Fanny and Loverboy got hit with subpoenas and have to testify about their shenanigans together. And when it rains, it pours. Fanny's office has a whistleblower, and the whistleblower reported Fanny, and the Free Beacon gave the recording to prime time. The whistleblower, Amanda Timpson, says she caught Fanny's aide stealing money. Fanny's office got a federal grant for $500,000. It was supposed to go to gang prevention. But Fanny's aide, Michael Koofy, allegedly blew the money on travel, computers, and swag. The whistleblower confronted Fanny, recorded it.
He wanted to do things with grants that were impossible, and I kept telling him, like, we can't do that. And questioning stuff. It would take me on projects so I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do because I questioned him. Because I understood, I helped him write that grant. I knew what was in that grant. He told everybody, we're going to get MacBooks, we're going to get swag, we're going to get travel. That is a very, very specific grant. So I was thankful and it was clear to me that some people were not getting wrong. And I'm not saying your assessment is wrong.
So what Fanny do next? Fired the whistleblower. 7 armed men escorted her out of the office. Fanny said the whistleblower didn't meet her standards, and Fanny's aide denies he stole swag. But do we sense a pattern here? Fanny's office takes public money, hires unqualified people, and the money gets spent on trips and swag. This is the woman who's prosecuting Trump. For years, the left has been tearing down statues of our founding fathers. They hate the white men who created the greatest document and country on earth. Very few of those rioters were charged. Because when a liberal beheads a statue of Thomas Jefferson, that's good old-fashioned free speech. Statue toppling wasn't just tolerated, it was encouraged by Washington's most powerful people, like Nancy. Beheading Thomas Jefferson was free speech, but a man who toppled the statue of Satan is being charged with a hate crime. The devil was erected at the Iowa State Capitol by a satanic temple right next to the nativity scene in an intentionally provocative and disrespectful act. So before Christmas, a guy beheaded the Satan statue. The man, former U.S. Navy Reserve pilot Michael Cassidy, told Primetime it was good old Christian civil disobedience.
I was surprised that the legislature allowed it up and that they didn't do anything to take it, and it offended me. It touched a nerve. It was, righteous indignation. I call it, Christian civil disobedience. So I took the statue that was there or the idol, whatever you want to call it, and then it's no longer there.
And a Democrat prosecutor is now charging Cassidy with a hate crime for removing Satan's statue. It's a hate crime to take down Satan. It's a hate crime to move Satan away from baby Jesus. And Cassidy's facing jail time. And before you play devil's advocate and say, come on, Waters, toppling the Satan statue is an attack on religious freedom. Know this. The Satanic Temple admits Satan isn't even their god. All right, so you're probably going to go to hell, right?
I don't believe in hell. We're not theistic religious group.
Okay, so how can it be a hate crime to remove a statue put up by a made-up religious group? If he just toppled George Washington, he'd be off scot-free. Smoking gun evidence that climate scientists are cooking the books. And Georgia is facing a monkey invasion.
With thyroid eye disease, I hid from the camera, and I wanted to hide from the world. For years, I thought my TED was beyond help. But then, I asked my doctor about Tepezza.
Tepezza is the only medicine that treats TED at the source, not just the symptoms. In a clinical study, more than 8 out of 10 patients taking Tepezza had less eye bulging. Tepezza is an infusion and may cause infusion reactions. Tell your doctor right away if you experience high blood pressure, fast heartbeat, shortness of breath, or muscle pain. Before treatment, tell your doctor if you have diabetes, IBD, or are pregnant or planning to become pregnant. Tepezza may raise blood sugar and may worsen IBD. Tepezza may cause severe hearing problems, which may be permanent.
Now, I'm ready to be seen again.
Visit mytepezza.com to find a TED eye specialist and to see Bridget's before and after photos.
I want to tell you about a really simple thing you can do for your heart. This is Super Beats, and I swear by it.
Super Beats is America's #1 doctor, pharmacist, and cardiologist recommended beet brand for heart health support with clinically studied grapeseed extract to help promote normal blood pressure nearly 2 times more effectively than diet and exercise alone.
So do something good for your heart and your energy. You love Super Beats.
Get a free month supply on all bundles at freesuperbeats.com. Use discount code FOX and get an extra 20% off.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Revamp is with you every step of the way.
Everything down.
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Revamp, with you every step of the way. Call or visit revamp.com for your free in-home design consultation.
High blood pressure is known as the silent killer. Now, there's Respirate, the first ever FDA-cleared medical device clinically proven to lower blood pressure.
Results I got were staggering. Blood pressure this morning was 110/79.
Multiple clinical trials report 82% of Respirate users reduced high blood pressure, and it was cleared to be sold without a prescription. We are so sure that Respirate will work for you. We guarantee it.
It's the best investment I've ever made in my life.
Go to Respirate.com now.
Get help reaching your goals with JP Morgan Wealth Plan, the digital money coach in the Chase mobile app. Use it to set and track your goals, big and small, and see how changes you make today could help put them within reach. From your first big move to retired inside and the other goals along the way, Wealth Plan can help you get there. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Hi, I'm Laura Geller, and today I'd like to show you my daily routine. Each product is so easy to apply. This routine gives you natural-looking coverage and a beautifully fresh look. Learn more about daily routine at laurageller.com.
Do you like it hard or soft? We at pretzels.com freshly bake hard and soft pretzels. Join over 212,000 happy customers already obsessed with our 45 chef-crafted varieties and treat yourself or a loved one today. Only at pretzels.com.
If you're looking for a nutritional supplement that really makes a difference, look at Immuno 150. Now, this exceptional product contains 17 minerals and 80 additional nutrients. It's precisely formulated with the purest of ingredients, and it's inexpensive in relation to the results it produces. There's nothing like it. Now, look at the supplement facts and the 2 videos on our website, and place your order online or call 888-497-4535.
When you're a small business owner, there's no such thing as 9 to 5. Days are longer, and business hours, well, they're anything but predictable, especially when you have clients like ours. When I consider payroll providers for my business, I looked for a solution that fit into my busy schedule. Short payroll makes running payroll fast and easy, so I can spend extra time with these.
Visit surepayroll.com/switch to get up to 6 months free and find out what makes us different, because small business is our business.
Hi, I'm Jay Jackson. For almost 20 years, Abacus Life has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors. And in just seconds, you can use the free calculator at abacuspays.com to learn what your policy might be worth.
For many of my clients, selling their life insurance to Abacus was right for them and their estate plan.
Don't sell or lapse your policy without going to abacuspays.com first. There are no fees and no obligations. Get the real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus.
Stop me if you've heard this before, but 2023 was the hottest year on record.
We begin with news just into CNN. It's now official. This summer is the hottest on record globally by a huge margin.
2023 is said to be the warmest year on record. 2023 was the hottest year on record by a long shot.
2023 left the records tumbling like dominoes, confirming it was the hottest year ever recorded.
Hottest year on record, huh? Well, how long have we been keeping global temperature records? I asked my staff. They said we've only been keeping stats on the global temperature for 140 years. So is this really the hottest year on record? Because how accurate were the global temperature records in 1880 when we started keeping them? You're telling me we had thermometers all over Asia, Africa, and Alaska in 1880, and they were accurate? Yeah. So I asked my staff, who's measuring the global temperature? It's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. NOAA. And where are they putting the thermometers? We found out NOAA is putting the thermometers in the cities. Where in the cities? On concrete and asphalt. You ever been to the city in the summer? You ever walk around in your bare feet on the city sidewalk in August? It's hot. That's where we're putting the thermometers to measure the world's temperature. On little heat islands. Concrete and asphalt attract heat and retain heat a lot more than the countryside. It can be 10 degrees hotter in the city than in the country on the same day. We found out the government's been placing thermometers to measure global warming on airport runways. Yeah. Other Others were found in parking lots, on rooftops, and on concrete sidewalks. Oh, and we also found them on exhaust fans of AC units. No wonder we think they're swarming. We're literally cooking the books. Meteorologist and Lieutenant Colonel John Shuchuk says this. Documents clearly show that 96% of U.S. temperature reporting stations are improperly located, where many produce unrealistic warming through the urban heat island effect. The solution is simple. Either move the cities or move the thermometers. I think we're going to have to move the thermometers. But if we do, the gazillion-dollar green energy industry goes bankrupt. We can't have that since global warming is a big business. In order to sell you a solution, there needs to be a problem. And it turns out the scientists created the problem. I wonder who paid the scientists who created the problem. Could it be the government? Could it be the green energy industry? Yes, and yes. Host of Tommy Lahren is fearless on Outkick. Tommy Lahren. Tommy, do they know that it gets hot in the city in the summer? Hotter than it does in the forests or the countryside?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been in the city in the summer, especially New York City, and it actually smells like very warm urine. So interesting that they're putting the thermometers there. But I'll also say this, Jesse, you know, I was a goody two-shoes, so I never did this. But I'm sure a lot of kids remember putting the thermometer under the hot water so that their parents think they were running a fever so that they wouldn't have to go to school. Well, you'll be comforted to know that this is exactly what the scientists and the government agencies that are funding these scientists were doing to, as you said, cook the books so they could make us think that we are heading towards an impending climate apocalypse so that they could get more money to fund their little projects. So again, we have all been lied to by Big Green and the science that we're not supposed to question. And sadly, this doesn't surprise me at all.
Tommy, I did the same thing, except I didn't run it underwater. I just leaned over and put the thermometer up to my reading lamp light bulb. My mom comes in, 104, you little sweet thing. Why don't you just rest today? Work like a charm. And the scientists just got caught doing that for global warming. Do you think they're ever going to maybe move the thermometers out of the cities?
Well, you just gave them an idea, Jesse, because now they're going to put them under their reading lamps to make us think that the temperature is in fact rising. So they're going to move them from the airport tarmac to a reading lamp. So now you've just given them more ammunition and probably more funding, more grant dollars coming their way. If they can make it look like things really were heating up in 2024, who knows how much more money and subsidies we'll give them to conduct their very important research.
All right. And if Tommy calls out sick from Outkick, you better check that thermometer. I don't know. Be careful. We know your tricks now.
I know where to put it.
Exactly. Thanks, Tommy. Primetime, so grateful for monkeys. We use monkeys to test products before humans take them, like vaccines, medicine, hairspray. Even the brain implants that Elon Musk put into a human went into a monkey's brain first. Primetime doesn't want to be a human guinea pig. Send in the monkeys. We used to get our monkeys from China, but that ended after the pandemic. So now our monkeys are made in America, which is good. Primetime's a strong supporter of domestic monkey production. But there's a problem. Where are we going to do this dangerous monkey experimentation? In the desert? No. In your backyard. A small town of Bainbridge, Georgia, is about to get hit with 30,000 monkeys, double the town's population. Monkeys aren't good neighbors. Residents are worried that they'll spread disease, contaminate the river, or even escape the monkey farm.
I work my whole life. Me and my husband were retired. I can't go start over. I can't pick up and go somewhere else. Nobody's going to want to buy my house within a mile and a half of that slum. I'll put it up right now. If one of y'all wants to buy it, let me know. It feels very disheartening that our efforts to contribute to the growth and prosperity of our town may be jeopardized by one single bad decision.
I thank all of you for voting. I would like to know why in the world anyone would do something like that.
Now, the developers of the monkey farm say it'll be like a maximum security prison, which no one ever escapes from prison. But why not put the monkey supermax in the middle of nowhere? If you're testing a nuclear bomb, you don't do it in the suburbs. Tim Chestnut lives a mile away from the proposed monkey farm. James, what are you going to do when the monkeys come and want to see you?
Gonna be a big problem.
I'm sure people exercise their Second Amendment rights down there in Bainbridge, but are they jamming this monkey farm down your throat?
Yes. We knew nothing about it until 2 weeks ago. And they said they started this back in September of this year, of last year, and then even before that, you know. And 2 weeks, they started a Facebook page, and it's gotten close to 6,000 people have joined it in 2 weeks.
Okay, well, we've seen what bats can do after the pandemic when you experiment on them with viruses. I mean, God knows what they're going to be doing with the monkeys. You could get all sorts of ridiculous diseases, like pink eye. Remember the woman in Pennsylvania who was attacked by the escaped monkey from the semi-truck? Her eyes were shut.
Yep.
Sand all in it. Had to warm a washcloth up and go like this for 6 hours.
Well, they spread all kinds of diseases. They're going to have like a playpen for these monkeys. And mosquitoes get in there, bite the monkeys. Guess who gets bit next? The residents of Bainbridge, Georgia.
Yeah, did they not think of the mosquitoes or anything that could infest a monkey fur and then hop, hibbity hop onto their lab coats? Next thing you know, they're at Arby's sucking back cocktails with the rest of the residents. Then all of a sudden,
Save it.
guy on both eyes can't see anything, and then you drive home and crash into a tree.
Tuberculosis.
And we'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out.
Smallpox, monkeypox. I mean, the list goes on and on. We're hoping you guys don't have to wear body condoms down there in Bainbridge. We're going to do everything we can in prime time to